Welcome everybody to a Monday night's empowerment session where we will be learning about SolleComplete and how you can strengthen the intestinal tract. It's basically a protein powder with a purpose is kind of the way I'm looking at it, and a purpose that many people are surprised to find about. So let's jump right in and hear what Tammy Bontrager has to say about Complete in her life.
Hey everyone. Okay, so if you were to ask me what my favorite Soul product is, I would probably have to say it's Complete. Love it because it was one of the first products that I ever tried, and it was what helped heal my stomach, my gut issues, and really helped change my health for the positive. I've also used it with a lot of family members who have digestive or gut issues, and it has been a total game changer. So I am so grateful for SolleComplete. One of the reasons that I love it so much is because that's what my mom has used just to help heal her gut. She's been through 2 different times of having cancer, and on both times she went through chemo. The first time she did not have any Soul products, and the second time she did. So it was a complete night and day difference. She was able to eat a lot better when she had the Soul products. One of the things that we put her on was the Complete. When she was going through it, she was not able to eat. Her stomach always hurt, and when she did eat, it would just go through her. And so it was always an issue for her. So we started her on the Complete, and it not only went in and helped just so that she could keep food down or in, whatever, but it actually, I think, started healing the lining of her stomach and her gut, and just really changed so that she could eat and get the nutrition that she really needed. So I'm so thankful for this product. So Greg, thank you so much just for starting Soul and for just bringing all these incredible products to the Soul line. So anyway, I would say that it's probably one of the products that has changed my family the most, and we are so grateful for it.
So pea protein, which is what the SolleComplete has as its basic, is just been incredible. The results that Tammy's had in her family and with her mother dealing with going through chemotherapy, the neat thing is those are pretty much par for the course. I can count on when I use this protein, which the main base is the yellow pea protein, that we're going to get very good results. And I want to look at some of the reasons why. So why specifically pea protein? Number one, it's one of the foods that has the least amount of proteins, has the least amount of allergies to. So people like myself that would have challenges with other forms of protein, this worked outstanding for me. It is rich in the L-lysine, which means that lysine does get burned up or utilized whenever people have a diet that's pretty high in chocolate or oranges or stress or out in the sun a lot. So getting that lysine in there helps as an antiviral component as well when it can be drained from other reasons in everyday life. It's naturally gluten-free, and actually this product is grain-free, which is huge to me. And I remember having a discussion with Blake in the beginning when this was being created, and talk to him about how important it was that this product had to be grain-free because of all the sensitivities I was running into. It is highly digestible. As much as 94% of it is very easy to break down so that we don't really have that much that's wasted. It is being utilized. This is another neat component. It is very rich in plant-based iron as opposed to coming from animal-based iron, which means the body's going to be able to utilize it easier, and it doesn't cause the issues with overloading the system with iron with some of the health conditions that we've run into. It is a low glycemic food. That means it's going to work very well for anyone with blood sugar challenges. It's low carb friendly. Again, for people who are trying to maybe eat more keto or just wanting to watch their carbs, but we want a good healthy carb format in there, this fits the bill. It is high in 3 of the branch chain amino acids. The 3 of them are leucine, isoleucine, and valine, which are essential amino acids, which means we have no choice but to get them in our diet. So that's very important. It is high in arginine, which makes it great for the heart. Is low FODMAP friendly. We have a lot of people that are eating that way, which we're looking at a diet to help balance their gut and get it set. And it's very rich in magnesium. For those of you who don't know, magnesium also gets burned up a lot with stress. Some of the symptoms or things that might help you know if you're low in magnesium, one is you startle easy, you jump from sounds, you're very light sensitive. You can go from 0 to 100 in anger, just from nothing to just like a rage. Those are some of the simple things that can help a person identify if they're low in magnesium. And so magnesium is, again, another item that we use up a lot and burn up when we have high stress. Now, for me, one of the reasons I really like pea protein as well was I had issues with my gut would just churn whenever I would try whey protein, even from good sources. I just couldn't, it just tore through me. You could hear my gut from across the room. And I just wasn't finding good options. So once we got the complete, that was a game changer for me. And it was also really nice not to be stealing the show with the active gut sounds. So this is one of my favorite recipes with SolleComplete, and I like the natural complete. And what I do is I use 2 scoops of the natural complete, a half a cup of fresh pineapple, a cup of spinach leaves. I peel and seed and use half a lemon, 1 packet of the Vital, a quarter of an organic carrot, half of an organic apple, and then 2 cups of water. And then I put that into my blender. I have a heavy duty blender, and that is just amazing. I absolutely love it. Troy loves it. I have had a lot of people kind of wrinkle their nose up to the recipe until they try it. And then they're blown away about how enjoyable it is. And I'm always looking for other ways to throw in other sources of fiber or vegetables or just things to help support the gut in additional ways too that we might not be getting in our diet. So part of the formula when it comes to the complete is this here, what is referred to as a BioSol Systemic Rejuvenation Blend. And this is a pretty unique blend. If we look at these first 4 items here with the apple fiber, the Fructooligosaccharides, the blueberry fiber, and the cranberry fiber, these are all prebiotic. That's what they bring to the table. They're prebiotic. Therefore, that means that they are creating a great environment for that bacteria to be able to grow. We still need to feed and give that housing area for the fiber or for the good bacteria. And this does come from the fibers. Now, they are granted higher in antioxidants as well. We know that apple is also very good to heal the gut. It also works very well for helping to work with a congested gallbladder. So there's multiple other benefits. Chicory root also supports the digestive tract very well. It's going to work with the gallbladder and liver as well. Slippery elm is a mucilaginous herb that I absolutely love. It is so easy to assimilate that I've used just a slippery elm bark gruel before for any type of failure to thrive, or if I have children that are not putting their teeth through on time, whenever like 5 or 6 months when they should be starting to put in their teeth, if they're dragging on that, we can mix up some slippery elm bark, and it's so easy to assimilate that those teeth come through. And so what I find and believe is that helps bring in the minerals, and it helps reduce inflammation. And of course, we're going to want something like that in a formula like this. Horsetail is also outstanding at nourishing the hair, skin, and nails because it's very high in silica. It also plays very well with your calcium. And whenever we have challenges with people being able to break down their calcium, then horsetail is one of the things that I always would add to that format. So you can see we're coming in and supporting digestion in a way and healing the gut in a way that will also allow for you to get more benefit from your food that you're eating. Marshmallow root extract is another plant that's outstanding for the small intestine, helping to remove inflammation and heal in that area. Then we've got our Xanthan gum, Guar gum, Papain, and Lactobacillus Sporogenes, which is other things. The Papain is going to be an active type enzyme to help break things down. We've got our bacteria, and then we've got the other stuff to work with as a flowing or a thickener, general thickener, and help the consistency for the blend. So I wanted to share one of the first testimonies that I got on the SolleComplete. I was really grateful that this woman went out of her way to let me know this. And she said that until she had started using Complete, and she was using Vertizymes as well, she always had to carry around a second or a change of clothes with her, because she never had a clue whenever there would be issues with the bowels and how they would just move uncontrollably. That completely resolved itself when she added the SolleComplete and the Vertizymes into the picture for her. And I believe the SolleComplete, in my thinking, was the biggest component for that. I've since had multiple other people tell me the same type of story. And I just am so happy, because I can't imagine having to deal with that when you're traveling like that. One of the other blends in this is what they refer to as the Soul Stamina Mind and Body Lifting Blend. And there's some pretty neat plants in here. Your Astragalus, which of course is one of our adaptogens that a lot of people are very familiar with. Green tea, people know how that works with high-end antioxidants. It's going to tie in with circulation. Rose hips. That one's always been important for me because it's high in bioflavonoids. I've always been challenged with getting vitamin C, and breaking it down, and rose hips was always one of the easiest forms for me to utilize. And rose hips is also going to help with inflammation as well. Eleuthero, which is another, it's a form of ginseng, Siberian ginseng. And so the Eleuthero here is, so we're getting another adaptogen there. Ginkgo biloba is going to work with circulation to the brain. Yerba mate leaf extract, which is also an Arsena mate. It's going to help with that general nice based in endurance, but it also has some antiviral properties as well. Ginger root. Ginger root is still just a favorite of mine just to chew on for enjoyment. That to me is better than candy. But ginger works really good for digestion. It's a very catalytic herb, which means it's going to stimulate and get things up and moving. And then I wanted to look at two other of these plants that we have in here in a little more in depth. The Rhodiola and then the Rooibos. So Rooibos leaf extract, you can see right down here the picture of it, and it grows only in one place in the world, off the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. And I wanted to pick just a couple components of it that stood out to me, because people are not as familiar with this. One is its antioxidant properties, 50% more than what's in green tea. But yet at the same time, it's very calming to the digestive tract. And then this here, as we age, men and women start having challenges with bone health, or they can. And one of the things that this plant is known for is increasing osteoblast activity. Now we want that, because what that means is the osteoblast job is to remove the older material within the bones and then bringing in the healthier, recreating and growing more bones. So it means that it's going to help our bones to get stronger, denser, and healthier. So this is in the Complete. And then the Rhodiola rosea, which I think is such a beautiful, beautiful plant. I just really love that. You can just see all the sacred geometry that is going on in there. There's so many benefits to this adaptogen, and it is in the Complete, and it's also in your adaptable and your vital. But look at what this does. It's been documented to work with physical endurance, work productivity, longevity, and then when you're getting in and doing high intensity exercise, and they were talking about some people, athletes, both your everyday athlete and then an athlete that is an Olympic level, how it would shorten their recovery time from their exercise. So something we might really want when we're looking at a protein powder. Also helps to increase memory while decreasing the fatigue from doing a lot of brain work all day, and also working with anxiety. It helps with weight balancing. So it's anti-mutagenic, anti-carcinogenic, and anti-metastatic, which when we think back to Tammy's testimony regarding her mother and working with cancer and how well she came through this whole treatment, you can see how this plant and in the complete, which we specifically targeted for her, would have made such a big difference and been so important. Along with it being chemoprotective and chemopotentiating, which means it protects the body from being damaged from the chemo, but also allows the chemo to work on destroying the cancer cells. So it really does a phenomenal job at balancing and helping direct that treatment. It also protects the body against radiation. It helps to protect the heart and helps with regulating blood pressure and heart rate as well. This was pretty neat about how it helps prevent altitude sickness. And if you think about how many people use the Vital, I am one of them, to work with challenging altitude sickness, it sounds like this is a big component as to one of the reasons this works so well. It also is hepatoprotective, so it's protecting the hepatic system, so the liver and gallbladder area, working as being anti-inflammatory. This truly is just an amazing, amazing plant. And this was neat too, about helping to prevent ischemic brain damage. And again, these are all documented. So whenever we have like what they call an ischemic stroke, it helps to prevent the brain from being damaged from that. In fact, there is a lot of research that has been done with this adaptogen. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Greg, and he's going to share with us about SolleComplete and using this when it comes to athletes. Greg, do you need me to share the screen with you?
Yeah, I'll share screen if I can.
Go for it.
Thank you, Valerie, and hello, everybody. And thanks for your testimonial, Tammy. That was awesome. I appreciated hearing that. I'm so happy for your family. I can echo your sentiment, thinking of how many challenges of life have been made better because of these wonderful herbs in my own family too. So I appreciate hearing your story. Valerie asked me to talk a little bit about the side of SolleComplete that is sort of physical exercise and sports, and because that was one part of the objective. There are so many proteins, it's a huge market and so common, right, with physical activity. And over the years, what we've seen is that the options that are out there, virtually all of them create other stressors. I'm talking, when I say I'm talking about protein supplements. And even if they're not supplements, a lot of the protein diets that are popular as well, that aren't supplemental, that are just recommending certain meat diets, they actually do create additional stressors, whether the stressors are acidity, which just gets into all sorts of, really kind of affects everything in terms of body processes, and overabundance of acidity, of acid, to digestive load that is too much, really just too much for what people at many ages can successfully handle. And so the body gets more and more and more taxed and more and more run down. Or whether it's like Valerie shared, I've been in the same boat she has in the past, trying different proteins that create a lot of gas. They create discomfort. To your proteins like soy that can interfere in other functions, like like key glandular functions in the body. I mean, so that's what I mean by other stressors seem to accompany the options. And so when we knew we wanted first a healthy meal, knowing the lifestyle, and that a high percentage of people just don't take the time, maybe they even feel they can't. If we could provide a good meal option, we could do a lot of good. We could change a lot of lives and really change a lot of health. And that was one of our principal ideas. Physical activity was an offshoot of that, of this meal idea. And so it is very studied, as I love all the information Valerie's given. Lots and lots of study on these particular proteins. The yellow split pea is fantastic because it's got all the essentials, as I think Valerie mentioned. Its profile is easily digestible, and even some studies show that it helps with cravings. It actually helps with cravings when we consume this yellow split pea. But also lots of physical activity, no matter what your occupation or your activities in life. I've seen it both pre and post workout, certainly post activity for recovery and building. The body needs to rebuild what it tears down as it uses muscle, right? This protein is especially good because it doesn't have stressors that create other work for the body. It's complete. So it's perfect for post-recovery, athletes in fitness. It does increase muscle mass because, again, it helps the muscles repair, and it also provides those aminos, those building blocks, and does not create stressors, which I think often get in the way of that happening. Related to that, I like the way Valerie mentioned with Rhodiola, weight balancing, finding that good, healthy, strong weight for all of us, because it's a little bit different for everybody with what we have going on. It's a great weight modulator as well. And very often in our country, people are wanting to lose because of our lifestyle, both what we eat and also stress, also mental and emotional fatigue is equal, if not greater to the physical reasons for weight imbalance. And that is why we put so much time on the mental and emotional herbs that Valerie's already mentioned, together with the protein. That's what's quite unique. There are other proteins that will increase metabolism. This will as well, but combining it with those emotional and mental strengtheners and nourishers, and then the entire blend that we call BioSol, which is all about rebuilding and repairing how we digest and how we bring energy and nutrition to the body. It's really, really unique. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because when we thought about physical activity, we were thinking of all ages, including children, including any age, as old as we're going to get. I hope that I'm reasonably active until the day that I move on, because we can be. I know I can be. I've learned that listening to people like Val. But to do that, I've got to have strong mind, the ability to focus, to be positive, to be energized, clarity of thought and mind. I believe that's how good digestion and good energy production is able to maintain itself. Is it able to continue? Without it, the mental part can shut us down. So when I think about some of the stories, so lots and lots of stories of people after they finish a workout or whatever activity they do, if they have a physical job, drinking a SolleComplete, a lot of different recipes that are awesome, but all of them, people talk about how good their digestion feels and how they feel replenished, they have energy. And this is the point I wanted to make tonight. I believe that the group of people that would be more physically active is greater than the group that is, because of reasons of energy and digestion. Related to energy and or digestion, so many people just are not able to get out and about, whether it's walking, biking, playing pickleball, whatever's fun for you. It doesn't even have to be. There are lots of yoga, things that are in home. I believe that, because I know people that have shared this testimonial in Soul, they couldn't do much at all exercise-wise, though they were always interested, until they healed the gut. And so we focus on that with SolleComplete because Lisa Tucker is one who comes to mind, Valerie. Her life's totally different. You look at what Lisa does now, and she'll go look at her posts, go look at, she has a newsletter now. All these things she could not do because of all of the food sensitivities, allergy, stomach issues, and related to everything. And as she solved that largely with SolleComplete and the other Soul products, it's just opened that whole world to her that she can enjoy. And it's a social thing for her as well. So they go hand in hand to me. There's a reason it's a lot more than just a protein powder, because we don't want the stressors. In fact, we chose a protein that doesn't create stressors for your body. And then we also added a whole healing BioSol group and all the mind and emotion stimulating, uplifting group that's in the Soul Stamina blend. So that's kind of what I want to share tonight. I know there are somewhat general slides, but SolleComplete, that was hence the name. I don't think you can accomplish the protein side of it without all the rest of it for in our day, without, and in the formula we've seen that we can.
All right, perfect, spot on. That's what I was hoping. There we go.
And Valerie, while you're pulling those slides up, I need to ask forgiveness, and I'll have to jump off right at 6 today, as we've got a cleaning assignment with my family. So
Not a problem. All right, let's hear what Laura Warwick has to say about how SolleComplete has helped her in her life.
Hey, Valerie asked me to give a testimony about Complete, and it is one of the things that I love most about Soul, and it is one of those things that I have used for years now. I don't have a gallbladder, and so that kind of was giving me fits and causing, other kinds of trouble, and I knew my tummy was not where it needed to be, and so it kind of helped heal that. And a few years in later, that is absolutely something that I drink every single day with almond milk. And now I involve the infatuate in it. And my body loves it so much that when I don't drink it, and I usually do it for lunch every day, and sometimes I throw some extra stuff in there, but it's usually my lunch. And if I've gone out for lunch or done something else for lunch, I can absolutely tell that I need that. And I end up in the afternoon getting sluggish, getting tired, kind of this brain fog. And so it is a product that I really love and feel like I have to have every day. And it is something that I will continue to do. So that's why I love Complete.
I've heard so many people talk about the same type of thing, that how it helps to alleviate brain fog for them. So exciting. So we've talked about the Bella Health package and how that supports our digestive tract and getting that rebooted. Can you see how the Complete becomes a great fit with that, and why bringing in a protein that helps us to actually rebuild, support, remove inflammation, just move forward and level up our digestive tract yet even further, and to get those amino acids in a format that are so easy to digest. Think about it with our concept of the tree here, how we truly are pouring more into those roots so that we can produce the beautiful green foliage, or the ideal health for our body. This quote actually hung on the wall in my shop for 22 years. Bernard Jensen has always been someone that I highly respected, and he did a lot of education when it came to the colon and getting to the basics with health. And I just thought this was a great time to share this. He says, I would only like to make one point clear. Unhealthy conditions do not appear overnight. Sometimes they may seem to, only because the cause is underlying and we do not feel or see the problem until more damage comes to the surface. We believe in any problem, for best results, one should probably apply a nutritional problem for 3 bottles. This will give a fair trial for most problems. Remember, nutrition is a rebuilding program, supporting and strengthening overworked and overburdened systems. There are no quick miracles. The miracle is to know that even after all the body has gone through, it still has a reserve or life spark that can be rekindled with the proper nutritional care and time. And this just so speaks to everything that I've always done. The 3 bottles, it is basically saying 3 months, like we've always taught, 3 months to initially get in and address the issue, and then we move forward from there. But I love that the body can bounce back, and that if you give it what it needs and give it time, it is amazing. The miracle is to know that it can still come back even after everything that's been thrown at it. So next week's topic, we're going to be talking about the SolFlex AC, that little miracle tube of cream that people are using so many different ways. So I hope that everyone will join us next Monday at 6:30 so that we can talk about the SolFlex AC. All right.